Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It is so great to see you. So a little about myself. My name is Miss Green and I'm an early childhood teacher who is passionate about this career path. Now, today on the agenda, I will be discussing with you how to maintain your student record, right? In other words, what we call the register. Now, I have a few information that I would like to pass on to you, as this would have been something that I would have wanted someone to tell me about when I just started out. All right. Before I get into the overall register, first thing you need to know about your register is that you need to keep it clean. Yes, you need to keep it clean. Secondly, it is important that you take a page, or I would suggest taking a page from the center of your record book, so that you can, if you make any mistake, you can use portions of it to add and to make corrections. Okay, so important to note, you're not allowed to use whiteout in your register, hence why it is important to remove a page from the center of your book, because if you should cut from the back of the book, it will not look so appealing. So I would suggest removing from the center. Okay, all right, so now let's dive into my register. All right, it is also important to know that you would need to laminate your register. You don't want it to be messy, you want it to be clean, so it's important to laminate. Okay, so this is my register. I'm just going to cover the names for confidentiality purposes. All right, so when you mark your register, you need to use a blacking pen, of course. So you would take when the student is present and an A to show that the student was absent, right? At the top here, you would write how many days that school was in session, and then you log here for morning summary and afternoon summary. So this section here where you can see would be for boys. Okay, so if you notice on this side, this is where you log the total attendances in the month. So on this side where you have the dates here, that is what you would tally to give you the 20, and then you would add this 20 to the previous months that you would have brought forward, which would have given me this. However, I'm not showing you the beginning of my register. As I told you prior, I did not understand how to fully or to effectively maintain my register, what was required. Now, if you notice here, you would have to also log the date in the month, so that you'll know the amount of boys that came, for example, on the 3rd, and the amount of girls which would have came on that said date, right? And of course you would tally. So on this side where you see total, it would have reflected how many students you would have in your classroom. I have 11, but some of my students, as you can see, they are, as you can see, their attendance, it fluctuates. Good. Now let's talk about this section of your register. In order to get your average attendances for the month, this was one of the major issues that I had, in which I had to rely on other teachers to constantly teach me how to get the average here and the aggregate here. So in order for you to get the average here, you would first need to add how many students, as in their attendances. So this student here, he came to school all 20, sorry, out of the 21 days he came, yes, he was present. So out of the 20 days that school was in session, he came every day. So you would add all of these, and what you get as a product, you would put it here. Now, in order for you to get the aggregate, once you add how many students were present for the month, you would divide it by the amount of days that we had in that month, right? Or the amount of school days. Yes, the amount of school days, you would divide it by what you would get, which would have been the 108 divided by the 20 that you see up here, right? And that is how you would get the aggregate. Okay, so I do hope that helps. As I mentioned earlier in the video, these are some of the things that I wanted someone to assist me with when I just started out. So I hope this video would have been informative for you, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.